Yo, what up, brothers? What's up? It's the director. All right, Chargers fans, we got an interesting video for you guys today. As you guys know, a couple of days ago, Chargers thus sealing him with the team for the further 6 years. This is super exciting. Tons of us are huge for very, very many more years. However, I am seeing some Chargers fans ask the very important question of, did the Chargers overpay for Joey Bosa? And what might the consequences of all of that cap space being used on one player mean in the future? We're going to answer this today in this video, guys. Before we get started, hit us up with a like and sub if you do enjoy this Chargers content. The small amount of time you guys take to hit the like, sub, and bell notification helps out a lot. Let's get into this video. Look at all the facts and see if maybe the Chargers may have overcommitted here. We didn't. We're good. Now, there's a couple of things happening in the 2021 season that we have not seen before. I mean, due to what's going on in the world, there are some consequences that are going to affect the NFL cap. I think before it was projected somewhere north of $200 million, maybe $210 million. Now that's kind of been adjusted. If you guys take a look at spotrac.com, currently they've got the 2021 NFL salary cap pegged at $175 million. That's a pretty significant drop, and this is something that people are legitimately concerned about. With the drop in salary cap, these contracts that have been inflated may have a bigger impact on the team as a whole in the long run. But still, the Chargers on SpotRack are totaling $46.2 million in available cap space, even with Joey Bosa's signing, which honestly is still pretty good considering every single team, not just the Chargers in the NFL, had to take a hit to their salary cap. We've got a lot of players with expiring contracts coming up in 2021. To name a few: Keenan Allen, Hunter Henry, Mike Williams, Melvin Ingram, Desmond King, Mike Pouncey, etc. The likeliness of us being able to sign all of these guys did shrink a little bit with such a huge contract for Joey. Now, the long-term effects of this new salary cap are pretty much unknown for right now, although there is some preparation work that needs to be done to have the foresight of what to do in this situation. I think it's not a for certain thing quite yet as to what's going to happen with the salary cap post 2021. And there will likely be players that enter into the limelight that will challenge Joey Bosa's new contract that as of right now is the largest out of all defensive players in the NFL. Probably the biggest one I'm seeing coming up in the next couple of years is going to be his brother Nick Bosa in 2023, who only at the age of 25 at that time is going to demand some big money, very similar, probably even bigger than what his brother Joey picked up with the Chargers. So in retrospect, that's why a lot of fans want to secure their stars right away, because more than likely somebody else is going to get paid more in the future. Therefore, the value of the player, the superstar on your team that you're trying to sign, always just goes up. But there are other big players that are going to start using Joey Bosa's contract as kind of a foundation for what they want from their prospective teams. In 2022, we got guys like Von Miller, who at the time will be 33. I mean, honestly, at that age, maybe they won't demand as much money, but Von Miller. And then you've got guys like Bradley Chubb, who at that time is going to be 25 years old, and TJ Watt, who is one of the contenders for Defensive Player of the Year last season, who will only be 27 at the time. These guys are going to demand huge contracts. And who knows what the future looks like, you know, past the guys that we have now. Even guys like Chase Young that just came into the league this season. Imagine Chase having one of the best careers in his early years that we've ever seen. What kind of contract is that going to demand in 2024? And again, the adjusted salary cap, who knows what that's really going to look like, but it's good to have somebody locked down right now that kind of reset the market, and then everybody that comes after still do need to sign. And what's the likeliness of them being extended with the Chargers because of how much money that we pay Joey? Keenan Allen. Now, these numbers I took from several sources, SpotRack, BoltBeat.com. Some of them are just my own personal guesses, but we're thinking Keenan Allen's going to be somewhere between $16 to $21 million annually. This could be over 4 years. That's probably the biggest one that we need to secure after Joey. After that, guys like Hunter Henry, who will probably get somewhere in the range of $9 million an average, maybe over 4 years for a total of $36 million. Some guys like Mike Williams, perhaps 4 years, $50 million, an average around $12-13 million per year. Melvin Ingram, who's a huge question mark with our team right now, maybe somewhere around 2 years, $18 million. And there's still young guys on this team that we need to pay. Desmond King, you maybe like $10 million, maybe less than that annually. Mike Pouncey, maybe a little bit older, but those centers don't come around very often. Possibly looking somewhere around $7.58 million. And then we got another big superstar defensive player that we have to pay in the next couple of years in Derwin James. Derwin could command somewhere in the range of $14.6 million annually, and that could be over 5-6 years, who knows. Landon Collins currently leads the league with the most expensive safety contract in $14.2 million, so I would absolutely see Derwin James being more valuable than that. And that's a lot of money, guys, and honestly, I don't know if we're going to be able to afford every single one of them. If I had to take a wild guess, I would say perhaps Keenan Allen stays with the Chargers. I would say Mike Williams, Hunter Henry, I'm leaning towards him staying with the Chargers. Hopefully, I really hope he does. But guys like Melvin Ingram, perhaps Desmond King, perhaps Mike Pouncey, those guys are kind of up in the air right now a little bit, which is a little bit scary because they're pretty big parts of the team. So with that all out of the way, was it? The short answer is absolutely yes. Now, you guys see me wearing the Joey Bosa jersey. You guys know that I'm a huge Joey Bosa fan. This guy's biased. Maybe I am a little bit, but at the same time, from a football perspective, a guy like Joey Bosa does not come around very often, and to let him walk would have been, and luckily that did not happen. The Chargers secured their superstar on defense for the further 6 seasons, and that is massive to the future of this defense, the mentality of this defense into the future. What Joey Bosa represents for the Chargers is very much so worth every single penny. A guy that you can build around for 6 more seasons. You're always thinking for the next 6 off season to complement him. That part of our defense is now set and forget, and that's a really big deal. Think about that, guys. For the next 6 years, extremely serious. And although his contract is huge, it does not mean that we're not going to be able to afford to keep or sign other stars on defense and on offense. What the Chargers really have going for them right now during this period of Joey Bosa's massive contract extension is that we don't have a huge cap hit from our quarterback position. I've been talking about this for so long. Justin Herbert, our new rookie quarterback, doesn't demand a lot of cap space from the Chargers, and he won't be taking a lot of cap space for the further 4 to 5 seasons. Think about that. For the next 4 or 5 years, we don't have huge commitment of cap space towards the quarterback position. So what the Chargers did was kind of create a new face of the franchise in Joey Bosa. A lot of that money that we saved from the quarterback position was funneled into one of the most dominant players on defense in the entire league. So really, when you think about it, it kind of evened out. This will give Justin Herbert one of the most dynamic defensive players in the league on his team for the further of his rookie season. And by the time that he's developed, 4 or 5 years down the road and he deserves a huge contract extension, Joey Bosa's will be coming to an end. I think honestly, in retrospect, when you really sit back and you look at it and you analyze it, this was a massively intelligent move by the Bolts. Joey Bosa has given us an identity for the next 6 years, and I'm very excited for him to be the superstar representing the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, in the comments section, what do you guys think? Do you think the Chargers may have overpaid Joey Bosa? In my opinion, it's a resounding no. They did not overpay him. He is worth every single penny, and to have him be the cornerstone of our defense for the next 6 years is worth everything that we had given him in his contract. But I'm also interested to see what you guys have to say. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been The Director. We'll see you next time, and as always, bolt up and stay frosty.